welcome everyone. My name is Moira Smith, and it is my distinct honor to welcome you here tonight. I am a board member of Commonwealth North and its events chair. Before we dive in, I'd like to share a quick look at our agenda so that we can know what is awaiting us. So after we have a great musical guest, more about that in a second, we will begin with opening remarks from Commonwealth North's Executive Director, Ross Johnston. Then we'll move into the heart of the evening with the presentation of the William A. Egan Award for Visionary Alaska Leadership to Gloria O'Neill. Yes. And the Walter J. Hickel Award for Distinguished Public Policy Leadership to John Binkley. After that, we have an exciting live auction featuring some unique items, and then we'll invite you to join us in funding the important mission of Commonwealth North. It is going to be a meaningful and memorable evening, and we are so glad you're here to share it with us. To kick us off, I invite everyone to please rise and turn your attention to the stage. Joining us now is the Crow Creek Pipes and Drums group, who will honor us with a performance of the Alaska Flag Song on the bagpipes.
I think I found my new favorite version of the Alaska Flag Song. I'm Ross Johnston, Executive Director of Commonwealth North, and before I give my remarks, I would like to let you know that I'm only talking for 8 minutes. Reason I'm telling you is because Disney did a study where people were happier in line as long as they knew how long they had to wait. 8 minutes. And no one tonight is giving remarks for longer than 8 minutes, so you should all be happier for it. I'd first like to acknowledge and thank the original stewards of this part of Alaska, the Dena'ina Athabascans, and to all Alaskan First People. Hopefully we can build on your tradition of resilience and innovation. Thank you also to everyone who is here tonight, both members and future members. And I would love for us to give a huge round of applause for our visionary sponsor for tonight, ConocoPhillips. And another round of applause for our cornerstone members, GCI and ConocoPhillips. Your support means a great deal to us and helps amplify the important work we're doing in Alaska's public policy landscape. So it hasn't even been a year since I stepped into the role of Executive Director for Commonwealth North. Since joining in February, we've hosted workshops and forums on everything from Cook Inlet, natural gas, education, tourism, sustainable fiscal policy, placemaking, entrepreneurship, transportation, tariffs, pension reform, and the impact of shifting federal dollars. Over 3,500 Alaskans have engaged with our programs and content, and we record it all, even tonight, distilling insights into concise, easy-to-read write-ups for Alaskans, legislators, and community leaders. Since taking over, membership has surged by 40%. Revenue has reached a record high, and output has exceeded the past 5 years. And we couldn't have achieved any of it without our current board members or the strong legacy built by past members like Walter Hickel and Bill Egan, who founded Commonwealth North in 1979. Because they believed politics should never get in the way of doing what was right. Their vision lives in every conversation we facilitate, in every idea we exchange, outside the noise of partisanship. This is not the story of one person creating success. This is the story of a movement, a coalition. I like to think that the Commonwealth North story is the story of Alaska. We are not a poor state. Let me repeat, we are not a poor state. Our economy, valued at $70 billion for 730,000 residents, ranks 6th nationally in household income. Oil production hums along at 460,000 barrels daily. Plus, we have more opportunities abound in carbon capture and renewables, natural resources, natural gas, tourism, strategic defense, and global trade. These are our engines poised to propel us. We are not a poor state. We are a rich state with a poor mindset. There are two Alaskans that exist. Well, thank you, Diane, for clapping. Appreciate that. There are two Alaskans that exist. We have the one that lives inside of Alaska, and the one that lives here will always say that someone needs to do something. That our leaders lack vision. Our fiscal policy, crime, housing, cost of living, or education is completely messed up. But you take that same Alaskan and you plop them in the middle of Hawaii, Los Angeles, or Europe, and without anyone asking, they are proud to tell you how amazing Alaska is, how lucky they are to live here. That is the Alaskan we need today. We need to bring Alaskans home so they speak with pride when they are here, not just when they are traveling. This mindset matters because it shapes our choices. We consistently put ourselves in fiscal crisis, not out of necessity, but out of choice. If we want to create growth, we first have to create stability. Stability for our businesses, stability for our oil companies, stability for our families, and stability for our teachers. Investment doesn't happen where there's high risk only. Where there's high risk, you also need high reward. We are not promising high reward to anyone. We are just creating risky scenarios. Would you invest in a company that is frequented by problems and promises below average returns? And neither should Alaskans. And for a moment, let's just talk about the working poor. And that's nearly 40% of our state barely getting by. They receive far more from a working government than from an annual check. I have 2 employed tenants. I have some rental properties, and I have 2 employed tenants who get $500 a month in housing assistance from AHFC. They're on Medicaid, SNAP, and they get internet subsidies. That's constant support, keeping roofs over heads, meals on tables, connections to the world. How does that stack up against a once-a-year check? The working poor get more financial relief, more stability, more mobility from a working government than from any check, statutory or otherwise. Let me say it again, a functioning, stable government lifts more boats than a dividend ever could. We're a land that takes care of our neighbor. If a car breaks down on a frozen road, hazardous lights flashing, we don't drive by, we pull over, we help. That's a common analogy that we always say. But imagine if instead we see their distressed faces in the cold, we roll down the window and we throw them a wad of cash and say, "Fix it yourself." That wouldn't make sense, and it doesn't make sense to keep throwing one-time relief at deep systemic needs. As Wally Hickel once said, you can't save yourself rich, meaning cutting expenses alone doesn't lead to prosperity. We need to invest in the future we want to live in. And we do that first by changing our mindset. We live with pride in our state. And we realize that when someone needs to do something, that is a call for all Alaskans to step up. We have the money, we have the resources, we have the talent. What we sometimes lack is the vision. And that is where Commonwealth North comes in. We are conduit to conversation. We facilitate the exchange of ideas outside of the noise. We help Alaskans, legislators, and leaders become visionaries. We provide the insights to better decisions for communities and for the state as a whole. Because if there's one thing that we all agree on, it's that Alaska belongs to all of us. We are not owners of the state, but stewards, hoping to guide it to a prosperous future. So we leave something better than ourselves. Not just for the next generation, but 2 generations forward, like Walter Hickel and Bill Egan did. For a moment, I would love it if you could just close your eyes, just for one moment. Bear with me. Because I want you to imagine that you're walking up to the stage. You're walking up to receive an award. You feel the warmth of the lights, the gaze of the crowd. Imagine how good it feels to be recognized for the effort that you have put in to your family, community, and to the generations to come. Now, I want you to imagine for one moment, what have you done that has brought you on stage tonight to receive this award? What change have you made? What impact have you created? I don't believe in the great state of Alaska. I believe in you and every Alaskan to make this state great. Alaska is not going to become a better place because only one person stands up and makes it so. There is no panacea, there is no silver bullet that is going to make our state robust. It takes all of us. All of us. The question is, are we going to settle for the same trajectory, living with an annual fiscal crisis where we threaten layoffs every year, a hope and a prayer that something better comes along? Or are we going to make tweaks now, baby steps, to a future that we all want to belong in? This is not a question to you as an individual, or even to this room as a whole. This is a call to action for every Alaskan. To our awardees tonight, you are the proof that one person's part can ripple into waves of change. You've stood up, spoken up, stepped forward. You've made Alaska prouder, stronger, and more abundant. We honor you not because you're flawless, but because you're fearless. You've shown us that greatness isn't a gift from above, It's a choice we make every day. We all have our part to play, and tonight we recognize two who have played their part, who have made Alaska a better place. And tomorrow, I hope to honor you because of the part you played. Because when an Alaskan says someone needs to do something, that someone is all of us. We are all responsible, and together, we have the potential for making this day great. So here's to the future, to our honorees, to the richness of our state, to Alaska. Thank you. And without further ado, let me welcome Gloria back to the stage. Tonight would not have happened without her effort that she put in. Can I get a big round of applause for Laura?
As we celebrate the achievements of John and Gloria, I'd like to take a moment to pause and remember the two legendary Alaskans after whom these awards are named, Walter J. Hickel and William A. Egan. Their vision laid the foundation for Commonwealth North more than 45 years ago, and we can learn from the historical underpinnings that led them to become esteemed leaders and led to the creation of Commonwealth North. But before we begin that, everyone grab your paddles, also known as the back of your programs. We have to do a little trivia to make sure that you have those muscles warmed up. So, 2 questions. First, raise your paddle if you believe it's true that Wally Hickel and Bill Egan both served non-consecutive terms as governor. That is true. Bill Egan, and I am surprised at how many paddles did not go up. Geez, guys. Both of them served non-consecutive terms. Bill Egan served as governor from 1959 until 1966, and then again from 1970 to 1974. Governor Hickel served from 66 to 69, and again from 1990 to 1994. Okay, next question, do better. Raise your paddle if you believe it's true that both Wally Hickel and Bill Egan were delegates at Alaska's Constitutional Convention. You guys are good at raising your paddles, but it's wrong. Although Wally Hickel, it's okay, you guys, it's like early, just a couple more drinks, you'll be fine. Although Wally Hickel was very active and supportive of the statehood movement, he was not a delegate to the Constitutional Convention. All right, now that we're all warmed up and ready to go, you will know what to do later when the live auction happens, right? Yes. Bill Egan and Wally Hickel could not have been more different in their approaches to leading and getting things done for Alaska. Bill Egan led Alaska with a sense of quiet, humble pragmatism. Committed to the process and finding middle ground, Alaskans entrusted him early on with some of the state's highest responsibilities. Leading the Alaska Constitutional Convention, building the governor's mansion. His humility was even evident in 1955 when, as my dad told it, he came to Cordova, and instead of taking whatever the equivalent of the big black SUV was from the airport into town, he hopped on the school bus with the FAA kids at mile 13. My dad talked to him the whole way, and I tell you, my dad's life was committed to public service because of Bill Egan. Now, Wally Hickel, on the other hand, was not a quiet and humble guy, right? He was a visionary, known for his charisma and his fearless advocacy for Alaska. Outspoken and independent, his approach to leadership was, in his own words, to say what's in your heart, don't let anyone bother you about what the consequences may be. Despite differences in personality, leadership style, and approach to shaping public policy, Governors Egan and Hickel shared a common vision for Alaska, one of unity, resilience, hope, belief in Alaskans, and faith in the future. This was epitomized by Governor Egan in 1964. When the Good Friday earthquake shook the ground and the nation's eyes were on Alaska, he stood ready. A few days after the quake, Governor Egan addressed the state, conveying a sense of calm Let's watch.
Now it is time, however, to take a good hard look at the future. And we Alaskans intend to show all America that we can endure disaster no matter how devastating and come back. Many have said that it is nothing short of a miracle that the casualties were not far, far greater. I can think of no finer tribute to those who are gone, many of whom I knew personally and will always deeply miss. I can think of no finer memorial than toward what some would call another miracle, a miracle of will and energy and faith that will make this great land of ours better than the one we knew before.
Some leaders, like Governor Egan, quietly rose to the leadership when occasions were thrust upon them, like statehood and earthquake recovery. Others, like Governor Hickel, thirsted for problems to solve for the greater good, practically leaping at the opportunity to shape a positive future for Alaska. From Juneau to Washington, D.C., Wally never found a problem he was afraid to take on for Alaskans. There's no question that his bold vision and fierce optimism were pivotal in shaping Alaska's past, its present, and its future. Here's a great clip of Wally explaining to Red Boucher that belief in a better future was in sight, and this is in 1994, and he was doing it with Red Boucher, who was host of the Alaska Online program.
I believe in Alaska. I believe in its people. I believe in the state of the compact. I believe we haven't even started yet. I believe we have a country here that will be so much greater 50 years from now. Things aren't bad. Things are so much better than they were in 1940. And they'll be a lot better in 2040. And so you have to look forward rather than looking back. If you look back, all you're basically trying to do is keep the future from happening. And the future is where the greatness is.
And the future is where the greatness is. This confidence in the idea that the best is yet to come, and a common conviction that Alaskans deserve a better future, is why we're sitting here today. Bill and Wally, even though they ran against each other, recognized the vast opportunities that Alaska has to offer, as well as the hurdles it would need to overcome. They also knew they could not and should not do it alone. It's how Commonwealth North was born, a shared vision that Alaskans, regardless of political party, background, or profession, can shape the state's future. Here's one more video clip of Wally in his interview with Red Boucher, where he talks about his and Governor Egan's efforts to launch Commonwealth North.
We put together a coalition of people, labor, Democrats, Republicans, independents, women, men, the whole thing. And Commonwealth North at that time was just to try to educate the uniqueness of Alaska and their compact with the federal government. Right. It's very unique. When Bill died, I went over to see him just a few days before he died. And he literally was there in the bed in his home. And he literally said, "Don't quit."
Don't quit. Only 2 words, 2 syllables, but it leaves no question about Bill and Wally's unshakable belief in the mission of Commonwealth North and their faith in its members. Alaska has seen its share of changes over the decades, but in a nation and a state that may feel more divided than ever before, the responsibility to educate, to encourage constructive dialogues and civic engagement, and to advocate for thoughtful, deliberative public policy is more important now than it has ever been. From tonight's honorees to each of you in this room, and in every Alaskan who chooses service over silence and action over apathy, the spirits of Bill Egan and Wally Hickel live on. The future of Alaska is bright, but it won't be written by chance. It will be shaped by those who put Alaska first and believe in it enough to act. I think Bill Egan said it best during his inauguration speech in 1970. The task ahead will seldom be easy. It will often seem difficult. But Alaskans would never have built this great land if they had been awed by difficult tasks or been discouraged by the great obstacles they have overcome. And now, to help us present this evening's Hickel Award, we're honored to welcome someone who may Please join me in welcoming Kai to the stage to present the Hickel Award to his daughter.
First, I should probably correct. My husband would probably like me to say that my name is Kai Binkley Sims. Okay, good evening, everyone. It is such an honor to be here tonight to celebrate somebody who spent his life not just talking about building a better Alaska, but actually doing it. And if you know my dad, you know that's not just a metaphor. The guy truly loves to build things. From an early age, my dad had something different. My grandpa described it as audacity. And he could not have come up with a better word. Look at that little guy. Doesn't he just look like a risk taker? My grandma always told us stories of young Johnny constantly testing her wits and her patience with his daring stunts. Early on, he earned the nickname of Take a Chance John. In December of 1975, my dad embarked on a trip to be the first person to travel from Prudhoe Bay, Alaska to the southernmost point in South America on a motorcycle. That's right, December on a motorcycle. Dressed in 30 pounds of cold weather gear, he was off. On April 21st, after countless obstacles, a broken kneecap, and a near-death experience, he made it to Tierra del Fuego, Argentina. Now, as you might imagine, this 5-month trip gave him a little bit of time to think. He had grown up as the youngest son in a family business, and that meant he was further down on the totem pole than the audacious Johnny Binkley wanted to be. He grew up hearing about the adventures that his dad and his grandpa had operating boats on the Yukon River. So he decided that's what he was going to do. But first, he made what was hands down the smartest decision he's ever made, and he married my mom. My mom, Judy, shares my dad's Fairbanks roots, growing up on the banks of the Chino River. She is the unsung hero of this story. She is the glue that keeps our family so close together, and the support system my dad never knew that he needed. She's always worked just as hard as him, right alongside him. So as newlyweds, they took a chance together and moved to Bethel. My dad remembers flying out with my grandpa to look at a tugboat that was frozen and abandoned in the Yukon River. My grandpa knew that the logistical and grueling work it would require to salvage that boat. And now I know as a parent that there's a fine line between wanting your kids to have to work hard for what they want and not wanting to see them fail. And I'm sure that's what my grandpa felt when he discouraged my dad from pursuing this idea of starting a tug and barge business in Western Alaska. But my dad was determined. So he and my mom began to build their family and their business, Northwest Navigation, from nothing. Along the way, some of the bureaucratic obstacles they faced led my dad to the decision to run for office. Now, this is not the first time people called him crazy. Although he's the most charismatic and likable person, he was still an outsider in Bethel. And maybe the worst of all, he was a registered Republican. During his campaign, he flew himself to as many of the remote villages that he could. He listened to people, he learned about their lives, their families, their challenges, he built relationships, and the people of the Yukon-Kuskokwim region could feel that he would work hard for them, and he sent them to Juneau. They sent him to Juneau. In Juneau, his approach was always practical and tactical, finding solutions that worked for Alaskans. He believed in rolling up his sleeves, working across the aisle, and actually getting things done. In 1990, he and my mom made the decision to leave politics and move back to Fairbanks so the 4 of us kids could grow up living near and working with our extended family. He and my mom took on the project of building out the El Dorado Gold Mine Tour. I have such fond memories of going to work with them every day. I saw how they were met with difficult challenges, and they both figured out how to go over, around, and sometimes through those obstacles. In 1995, my dad was appointed to serve on the Alaska Railroad Board. And I don't know if he ever could have imagined how passionate he would become about trains. As chair, he helped steer one of the state's most iconic institutions into the modern era. Under his leadership, the railroad kept its spirit of adventure and adapted to new challenges and opportunities. He made sure it continued to be not just a line on a map, but a lifeline for communities and commerce across Alaska. Now, his most recent project was a cruise ship dock in Ward Cove, outside of Ketchikan, and it's one of his most audacious projects yet. When the cruise industry needed another port in Ketchikan, my dad saw an opportunity and a chance to build something. Together with my brothers and our partners, he helped turn an old pulp mill site into a world-class cruise ship destination, bringing jobs to the community and providing visitors with a first-class port experience. Now, he didn't just manage this project, he made it happen by figuring out everything it takes to build a cruise ship dock. And you never know what you'll find him doing if you visit Ward Cove. He might be individually welcoming passengers as they disembark the ship, or driving a double-decker bus to take guests to downtown Ketchikan. I've heard him say that in order to build this dock, he had to use every ounce of political capital he had, from working with the Ketchikan City Council all the way up to the White House. So I hope you've noticed a theme here. My dad loves to build things. Businesses, relationships, community, family, and that's what makes him so deserving of the Hickel Award. He has a gift for turning good ideas into real results. In all of these endeavors, his vision, determination, optimism, and most of all his audacity have fueled his success. So Dad, on behalf of Commonwealth North and everyone in this room who's been inspired by your example, congratulations. You've built so much more than docks and businesses and policy. You've helped build a stronger Alaska.
Wow, that was emotional. Not just for the words and the pictures and kind of a review of the arc of a lot of my adult life, but particularly because of who said those words, my daughter. It's, we have a phenomenal family and a great relationship with all of our children, but there's something special between a father and their daughter, and I just appreciate that so much, Kai. I'm so grateful for you doing that. And really, that's the emotion that comes to mind is gratitude. So grateful. First, as Kai mentioned, it's as though I won the lottery when I met and married Judy. Unbelievable. She worked at a bank, officer, had a career. She was planning on going back to law school, and I convinced her to change that course of life and partner with me, and then move out to Western Alaska. And our first tugboat, she cooked on the boat, I was in the wheelhouse, and you know, I was living my dream of being a tugboat captain on the Yukon River. And she was a partner all along that way, and then raising our family, having kids out in Bethel when we moved from St. Mary's over to Bethel. And really, it was something for us. We were both born and raised in Fairbanks, and we didn't know anybody in Western Alaska. And we had to make our way, build a business, build a life, raise a family. And it was, in hindsight, one of the best things we ever did because we were on our own. We had to make it on our own. We had to figure out our relationship, how to raise our kids, how to build a business. And it was the best thing ever for us. And to live in Western Alaska, the people in that region were so warm to us, so welcoming, helped us so much. It was just, we made such great relationships and friendships out in that area over the years. First in servicing communities with our tug and barge, and then later being on the city council and then running for the House and the Senate. The people are phenomenal, and I think right now, particularly with the struggles that they're having in Western Alaska and many of those villages and families that we know, with that typhoon, and so many people have lost everything that they've got there. And I just want to make an appeal to everybody here in terms of welcoming all those people who have nothing now, that are now displaced and here in the Anchorage, being kind to them, opening your heart and your home, and being generous and contributing to helping them to get back on their feet.
Call a paddle raise.
Say again.
Call a paddle raise.
Paddle raise. Okay, let's raise some money. Let's raise some money for the people out in Western Alaska. How about that? How about, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Okay, everybody that raises, how about $100 to raise your paddle? Raise it? Okay. Okay, we can remember those numbers. Come on. Yeah. Okay, State Representative Will Stapp. He put in $100. Here we go. Okay. $100. We got 169. We got 183, 279, 153, 270. You writing these all down? 241, 142, 150, 235, 218, 221, 255, 166, 232, 233, 161, 254, 146, Betsy, 140, 253, 267, 188, 189, 144, 184, 270, 279, 242, 171, 151, 257, 281, 274, 262, 250, 159, 275. What do we have over here? 149, 220, 148, 224, 177, 229, 170. What's that one in the very back? 180. Okay. And then up forward, right in front here, I missed this one. Yeah, 227, 154, 268, 258, 164. Did I already say that? 239, 229, 185, 167, 234, 277, 175, 155, is that? 155, 269, 176, 231, 240, 129, 157, 141, 236, 228, 163, 156, 181, 186, 130, 165, 128, 245, 145, 152, 187, Clark 226, one more, 266. Oh my goodness, unbelievable. Thank you all so much. Bill, did I get you? And And North Rim Bank is going to match everybody's contribution. Thank you, Bill Bailey. John Lively, 500.
I believe you said 5,000.
$5,000, John Lively, Chairman of the Alaska Railroad Board. Thank you so much, John. Unbelievable. You are so generous, and that really, it just warms my heart to know how giving you are and how the empathy that you have for the people that really are so deserving and have so little at this point. So thank you so much for that. That's makes me feel very, very good. Now it's tough to get back to where I was, but I know Ross said 8 minutes, that's max, right? Well, I planned on doing 2 minutes. Maybe 2 minutes and 360 seconds, how about that? Okay. But just the thanks. One, I know Kai mentioned about the railroad. That's been such a big part of my life. I was appointed first in 1995, and I really came to love the Alaska Railroad, not so much because of the trains, although I love things that have horsepower and move on internal combustion engines, but it really is the people of the Alaska Railroad that has kept me engaged and enthusiastic about it. I love all of you, and I've seen so many of you kind of grow up in the Alaska Railroad, and it's wonderful. It's like a family business, really, and I'm proud to be a part of that. Also, my posse from First National Bank of Alaska, serving on the board under Betsy's leadership. You're the best. It is a family business, and I just love being a part of that as well. And Jason Bruni, from our chair of the Permanent Fund Board, I love serving with you and working with you as a trustee, and also appreciate all your public service over the years. But really the thanks go to who these awards were named after. I was fortunate. My parents were involved in politics in the early days of statehood. My father served in the legislature, so these names of William Egan and Wally Hickel were discussed around our dinner table as we talked about Alaska and the future, and then also had the opportunity to meet these gentlemen. And particularly Wally Hickel. I left the legislature in 1990, and he was elected governor that year. So I was keenly aware of what his policies were, of what his ideas were, what the different accomplishments were for Wally Hickel, and I just admired him so much. I just admired particularly his optimism. He was always so optimistic about Alaska and the future of Alaska, and I like to think that he inspired me to have much of that same optimism as well. So with that, just again, gratitude and thanks for all the opportunities I've had here in Alaska. I think our future is unbelievably bright, as Wally Hickel would have said, and that our best days are ahead of us for Alaska. So thank you very much, Commonwealth North. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, Tom.
One more round of applause for John Binkley, leader and a statesman. And Bill, I had a quick clarification, Mr. Bailey. Was Northram's match including John Shively? I'm just asking. Of course it is. Well then, we raised $28,000. Okay, now, it's my pleasure to our next honoree. To introduce Gloria O'Neill, please welcome Tara Sweeney, longtime friend and colleague, to the stage.
Congratulations, John. I learned one thing about you tonight. I'm very, very impressed. Your eyesight is very sharp. And if all it takes is to call out something and put you to work on stage, I've got some ideas for you. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. I may take my glasses on and off as I work through these comments, but I'm very pleased to be here this evening, and you all look very, very lovely. So whereas Gloria O'Neill is a local Kenai success story of whom the board is very proud, and also very proud to call her a friend. And whereas Gloria O'Neill, at her essence, lives in service of her people and authentically lives the mission, vision, and values of CITC in all ways. I share with you excerpts from a resolution passed by the Cook Inlet Tribal Council honoring Gloria O'Neill. It is fitting because it was in 2008, through the resolutions process, that Gloria and I became bonded as sisters as we worked together to modernize AFN. Now, I don't know why she agreed to swim upstream with me on this journey, but her support, these are great photos. But her support, counsel, and resolve forced a conversation and introspection within the Alaska Native community, and that eventually impacted my own professional trajectory. Since then, our bond continues to grow, and we continue to find ways to work together. While our relationship is special, Gloria's impact extends far beyond me or any one person. Good evening, friends and colleagues. Today we gather to honor a leader whose vision and heart have shaped organizations and lives across Alaska and beyond. It is my privilege to speak about someone I deeply admire, Gloria O'Neill. Now, the Egan Award for Visionary Alaskan Leadership honors individuals who bring clarity and dedication to public policy issues, those who unite people to make meaningful change. Gloria exemplifies this spirit in every way. Since 1998, Gloria has served as the president and CEO of Cook Inlet Tribal Council, transforming it into a beacon of hope and opportunity. Under her leadership and guidance, CITC has had tremendous growth and now serves more than 12,000 Alaska Native and American Indian people annually. Gloria innovates. Her vision for creating a modern and culturally relevant video game brought her close to the people of the Arctic Slope region and earned 2 notable awards from Peabody and the British Academy of Film and Television Arts. Never Alone, Kisimi Ingitchunga, has been downloaded over 16 million times worldwide. But Gloria's leadership extends far beyond Alaska. She chaired the Alice Spotted Bear and Walter Sobolev Commission on Native Children, a vision of Senator Murkowski and former North Dakota Senator Heidi Heitkamp. The commission has conducted comprehensive studies of the challenges, opportunities, and insufficiencies of the programs, the grants, and support systems available to Native children. with recommendations on how to improve outcomes for American Indians, Alaska Natives, and Native Hawaiian youth nationwide. When Senator Murkowski heard that Gloria was receiving this award, she reached out to express her gratitude for Gloria's leadership. Lisa and Senator Heitkamp knew Gloria was the right person to lead a nationwide critical examination of the health and wellness of Native children with compassion. She's eternally grateful for Gloria's leadership, and as a result of the Commission's recommendations, Senator Murkowski is working on legislation to be introduced next year. Now, over 25 years ago, I was in Washington, D.C., waiting for a meeting with Congressman Young, and I was standing outside of his office with Oliver Levitt, many of whom you know. The doors open, out walks Gloria, we hug, we exchange places, we do the little shuffle, and she walked out as we walked in. And while we waited for Congressman Young to get settled, Oliver leaned over to me, and he said, "Gloria is the most effective leader in all of Alaska." She can convince anyone to fund her projects, even when there's no money. No one can tell her no. And it's amazing to watch that lady work. Gloria, he adored you. But she's more than a leader. I could spend the entire evening gushing about Gloria. But as I considered how to introduce her, I reached out to her friends and to her family for their perspectives. She's a force of nature, a connector, a visionary, and as Sophie Minnick so eloquently stated, Gloria is a friend whose presence feels like home. Warm, grounding, and unwavering. She embodies the value of love, loyalty, and togetherness in everything she does, and it is so true. Anyone in Gloria's orbit, if you're facing a personal or professional challenge, they know that they can reach out to her and trust her counsel and count on her support. So Susan Anderson, I saw you here looking fabulous tonight. She shared with me also that Gloria is my 8-minute friend, a friend that I can call, text, or email at any time, and she will make time to connect. 8 minutes to not feel alone. Now, Ivan, with Cook Inlet Tribal Council, shared that Gloria is the most driven, dedicated, talented, caring, inspiring, resilient, and transformative leader with whom he has ever worked. And there's more. While out of the country, Fran Ulmer offered that Gloria has been good for Alaska as CITC's leader, as a partner with many organizations and a role model for many young women who look to her as a mentor. Now, Gloria spent her life forging a professional path with the guidance from a dear mentor that stoked the light that she saw Gloria emanate. I watched with great admiration the symbiotic relationship Gloria had with the late and great Claire Swan. Stop it. They meant a lot to each other, so I reached out to Claire's daughter, Bunny Swan Geese, for her reflection. And Bunny graciously shared, "If ever there was a pair like Raven and Sun, Santa and Rudolph, a mallet and the drum, Claire Swan and Gloria O'Neill have worked tirelessly in sync and rhythm for the future health and well-being of our Native community. Together, committed to resolution, there was no obstacles or goals too challenging for this dynamic duo. And I can say with certainty, Mom respected, loved, and admired Gloria. Her business partner, friend, and confidant, it is clear they continue to pave the way and champion the success of our families of tomorrow. I am thankful for this special union. And that's from Binkley. So closer to home, Gloria has built a life with her husband Roger and their blended family, a relationship grounded in love and respect. And while Gloria is an architect of public policy, together they have constructed a relationship that many admire. Now, many of you know that Gloria lights up when you just mention Raven's name, because there's no love like a mother's love. Raven is a true blessing and a fountain of pride for Gloria, even when she's trying to create space. When asked to share her perspective, Raven did not hesitate. And she shared, "I now have the privilege of working in spaces parallel to hers, guided by the same values she carried throughout her life. She truly deserves this award. I'm endlessly proud to be her daughter, and seeing her recognized fills me with gratitude and love." So Gloria, you are cherished and you are so loved by many. Thank you for your service. To all of us here tonight, Gloria O'Neill reminds us that true strength lies in staying connected to who you are while lifting others along the way. She embodies the power of people, partnership, and potential. On behalf of all of us, congratulations, Gloria. This honor is so well deserved.
When I got the call, I was sitting at my desk and I was grinding away, and the call came in and said, "Congratulations." And I'm like, "For what?" Not sure what it was that day. And it was, for the Egan Award. And I remember I thought, and I said out loud, "Why me?" Because there's so many other deserving Alaskans that get up every day like I do, have love in their hearts for this state and their community, and they express it through so many different roles. So I'm just so honored to be here. And I want to thank you, Tara, for bringing Claire into the conversation. When you were talking, it's just incredible when you have a journey that you get to share with somebody that you absolutely trust and love, and who's so funny too, who keeps your feet on the ground. And Claire would kick me underneath the board table, and when I went on too long, she'd say, "Oh, shut up." Or she said once, she goes, "You know what? This morning when you woke up," she told the board, she goes, "the devil said, oh, hell," her feet hit the ground. Because I always said, we'll figure it out. And as I heard from John, it's that relentless drive and spirit about making our communities better. So thank you, my friend. Thank you. I am so deeply honored to receive this award. I want to thank Commonwealth North, the board, and staff for such an incredible recognition. I also want to extend my warmest congratulations to John Binkley, who's been a friend over the years and who I have so admired. It's just truly humbling to be here among so many people who care so deeply about Alaska, about our communities, our future, but most importantly, about one another. I want to recognize my CITC board members who are with us tonight, our tribal leaders, and the team who surround me every day, where I get to wake up and be in partnership with them to do such transformative work, connecting people to their potential. And my family, to my husband Roger, to my mother and father Raymond and Bobby O'Neill, to my in-laws Billie Jean and Alan Phillips. Thank you for being with me on this journey. I am forever grateful for your love and your unwavering support. As I accept this recognition, I know the honor is not mine alone. You see, I stand on the shoulders of giants. I stand on the shoulders of Oliver Lovett, Ted Stevens, we all do. And many of those giants are in the room tonight. Leaders, mentors, and trailblazers whose grit, and determination has guided me and defined what it means to be an Alaskan. We often say at CITC, success never happens in isolation. When I reflected on this award, the top visionary leader that came to my mind was Governor William Egan. As you heard, Governor Egan was a bold, fearless leader determined to unite a young state. Alaska's first governor and president of the Constitutional Convention. I think I did get that one right. He led with humility, courage, and a steadfast belief that our strength lies in coming together to solve the challenges that we face. Just imagine those early years of statehood, the uncertainty, the lack of infrastructure, and the many institutions that we take for granted today. Yet, one by one, ordinary Alaskans rose to meet the challenges of the day. Our leaders didn't emerge from politics. This is what I love the most. They came from fishing boats, trap lines, and villages. They knew how to work hard, get things done with extraordinary grit. Bill Egan was raised by a single mother in Valdez, and he worked at a young age to support his family. As did Wally Hickel. We all know the story. He came to Alaska with, I think, 10 cents in his pocket. He arrived in Alaska at 21 with a little more than relentless determination. You see, these leaders did not seek titles. they sought progress, and Alaska is stronger because of them. When I became CEO of CITC, I was 28 years old. Yeah, wow. I use a lot of Clairol now. You see, I didn't know what I didn't know. That was the greatest thing. I just didn't know what I didn't know. But one thing I did know is I knew how to work hard. I put my head down and focused on serving our people. I leaned into the lessons I learned growing up on the back of a commercial fishing boat. Captain is sitting right over there. He didn't care if I was a girl. He taught me how to work, and he worked me. And so I also came from the school of hard knocks. That's supposed to be funny. Like most of us in Alaska, I hail from a family whose roots represent both rural Alaska and the oil industry pre-pipeline. Tough and relentless. Like Governor Egan, I learned that leadership begins with fearless dedication to your people and those you serve. It's about showing up and doing the hard work that no one sees, and believing deeply in the power of self-determination, our North Star, the courage to chart our own destiny. At CITC, that principle has guided everything we do. Self-determination is at the heart of our mission, inspiring us to grow into a nationally recognized, innovative, cradle-to-career service delivery provider with a focus on wellness. We've achieved this together by standing firmly in who we are, thinking creatively, and building deep partnerships across our community. Today, we find ourselves in a moment that reminds us of the past, a time of great uncertainty, when resources are limited, but dreams remain vast. We face economic disparities, public health crisis, strained education systems, and deep divisions that threaten to stall our progress. Yet, like the leaders before us, we have immense opportunity ahead. If we have the courage to trust ourselves and one another, Alaska's strength, as we know, always comes from within. We don't wait for answers from the outside. We come together, we work hard, and we find our own way forward. That is in our DNA. The DNA of our ancestors, our pioneers, and our trailblazers. We stand on their foundation, and now it's our time and turn to build upon it for generations to come. My mentors and elders have taught me that our Alaska Native ancestors understood something timeless. That our strength is our interdependence, not independence, but interdependence. Our connection to community, family, and the land itself. As Claire Swan said, together we clear the moss from the path ahead. That is how we lead, by working together, by making space for others, and by ensuring the path forward is clear for those to follow. At CITC, we see the power of collaboration every day. Like Governor Egan, we recognize that real leadership is about bringing people together across differences and generations to create meaningful and lasting solutions. And we also know that true leadership is generative. It's about planting seeds that will grow long after we're gone. My legacy at CITC will be measured not only in what we've built, but by the young leaders that we have supported and mentored. The ones who are watching, learning, and preparing to carry our mission forward. That is how we sustain Alaska's future. By investing in those who will lead us next. As I close, I want to reflect on leadership. As leadership, in my mind, is not a title, but it's a calling. In Alaska, leadership often finds us when somebody sees something in us that we don't yet see in ourselves. This is a place where anyone can step up and make a difference. Serve on a board, volunteer, pursue education, or help strengthen your community. If you show up, work hard, and stay committed, you can shape Alaska's future. Let us remember who we are and where we are. We inherit a legacy of leaders who believed in unity, courage, and self-determination. Now it's our opportunity and our obligation to carry that legacy forward. The stakes are high. The next generation is watching. Let's make sure they inherit an Alaska as bold and full of promise as the one that was built for us. Governor Egan believed in bringing people together, forming meaningful partnerships, and in building a future where every Alaskan belonged and can thrive. Tonight, I am deeply humbled to accept this award in his honor. Not only for myself do I accept it, but for all of those who believe in me, for all those who believe in me, mentor me, and walk beside me. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for thinking of me as worthy of this incredible honor, and for adding me to a list of distinguished Alaskans who have received this award. Thank you. All right, you guys, your leadership, John and Gloria, your vision and your service to Alaska inspire us all. One more round of applause for Gloria and John. All right, we gotta keep the momentum going. Are you ready? Our live auction is up next. This is your chance to have some fun and make a direct impact on the mission of Commonwealth North. And so, to assist me in getting this auction going, please welcome our auctioneer, Rob Clem.
Thank you very much. So tonight has only been a humbling experience. To become an auctioneer, you have to go to auction school, which there are none in Alaska, so I flew to Nashville, Tennessee. When I got back, I went to auction competitions. I did benefit auctions. I've sold hundreds of items. And right in front of me tonight, with no training whatsoever, John Binkley gets up here and conducts a $28,000 auction. So thank you very much. So, John already took care of the first part, and that is everyone demonstrating how to raise your talent. You've done that. The next thing I want to teach you about is how to have the most fun possible at the auction. It's very simple. All you do is, no matter how much it costs you, outbid everybody else, and you'll have a great evening. With that, we'll start with our first item. It is a perfect staycation, music, fine dining, and meaningful company. It includes 2 Anchorage Symphony Orchestra tickets to celebrate on January 24th, and 2 tickets to Lindsay Lou on March 20th. It also includes a junior suite stay at the Hotel Captain Cook with ballet, dinner at the Crow's Nest with Mary Peltola, and a $50 breakfast certificate at the pantry. And with that, is everyone ready to go? Is everyone ready to go a little more than that? All right, let's get it going. We're looking for a $1,000 bid now, $1,000 bid. We're looking for a $1,000 paddle raise now, $1,000 paddle raise now, $1,100. $1,100 paddle raise, $1,111. We are looking for $1,100 paddle raise now, $11. We're at $1,000. We're looking for $1,100. $1,100,000 paddle raise. Now we're at $11. We are looking for $12. $1,200 raise, $1,200 raise, $1,200 paddle raise. We're looking for $1,200. $1,200 paddle raise, $1,200, $1,200. We're looking for $1,200. We're at 11. We're looking for 12. We're looking for 12. We're 11 for 12. Is that it? We're looking around the room. Are we all in? Are we all done? Now we're at $1,200, $1,200, now looking for 13. $1,300 now, 13, now 13, now 13, looking for 14. $1,400 bidder now, $1,400 bidder now, we're looking for $1,400 bidder now, 14. We're at 13, looking for 14. Are we all in? Are we all done? Do we have that $14 paddle? We're all in. We're all done. We are sold to bidder number 1266. $1,300 bidder 266. $1,300 bidder 266. The next item up for bids is the teleprompter will tell me shortly what the next item up for bid is. Here we go. All right, this is Rails, it's Wales, it's Toast at Seward Adventure. It includes a scenic Alaska Railroad trip all the way to Seward. Has everyone already taken the rail at least once? If you have not, it's an amazing experience. It's got to be done. Includes a night at the Gateway Hotel. And to make the night even better at the Gateway Hotel, it's a bottle of 1955 port is included, and that's donated by the Alaska Railroad, Major Brain Tours, and Ron Duncan. Let's get this one started with a $500 paddle raise. We're looking for 5. $500 paddle raise now, 5 now, 5 now, looking for 6. $600 paddle raise, looking for 6. $600 bidder now, 6 now, 6 now, $600 bidder now, 7. $700 bidder now, 7 now, 7 now, $700 bidder. We're looking for $700 bidder. We're at 6, looking for 7. $700 bidder now, 7 now, 7 now, 7 now, $700 bidder. Now we got 7, now we're looking for 8. $800 bidder now, 8 now, 8 now, 8 now, 9. Looking for a $900 bidder now, 9. $900 bidder now, 9 now, 9 now, $900 bidder now. Let's get this up to 1,000 at least. Let's keep it going. $900 bidder now, 9 now, 9 now, 9. We're at $900 bidder. We're at 900 for the 9. Is that it for the room? Are we all in? Are we all done? We are sold at $800 to bidder number. We hit the sold. We are at 167. $800 bidder 167. Raise them high and shout out if I don't get you, please. Next item, we'll reel in the adventure. It includes a guided Baranoff fishing excursion in Ketchikan for 2, plus 5,000 airline miles to help get you there, and it's donated by Baranoff Fishing and GCI. Let's start this one at $750. $750 now, we're looking for 8. $800 now, 8 now, 8 now, 8. We're looking for 8. Now we got an $800 bidder now, $900 with 9. You good for 9? $900 bidder now, 1. $1,000 bidder now, 1 now, 1 now, 1 now, $1,100. $1,100 bidder now, 11. $1,100 bidder now, 11, 11, 11 now, 12. Now back to you, sir. You're good for 12. Look for 12, look for 12, look for 12. We're at 11, we're looking for 12. $1,200 bidder now, 12 now, 12 now, 12. We're at 11. Anyone else in the room? Now we're at 12. $1,200 bidder now, 13. $1,300 bidder now, 13. 13, looking for 13. $1,300 bidder now. Is that it? Are we all done? Now we got 13, now looking for 14. $1,400 bidder now, 14, 14, 14, $1,400 bidder now, 14. We're at 13, looking for 14, 14, 14. Are we all in? Are we all done? Is that the room? Sold for $1,300 to bidder number 233. $1,300 to bidder number 233. All right, this next one requires everyone to pay very close attention because this is lunch with a leader, a capital conversation with Senator Lisa Murkowski. This includes a private one-on-one lunch with Senator Lisa Murkowski at the Senate Commons Dining Room in Washington, D.C. You know how everyone said this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience? This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's not something you go and pick up later. Now this one has rules and regulations on it. So there's a cap on this we cannot go beyond. Which means as we start the bidding, when you hit that cap, I'm just going to say sold. We can't go back and forth. So that's it. When we're there, that part of the auction is over. So what I need from somebody is to get us rolling. Again, keep in mind you cannot go buy a ticket for this. You cannot get this anywhere else. It's a once-in-a-lifetime shot. So let's do it a little bit different. Let's have somebody start with a paddle race and just shout out a number and we'll start there. And if you hit it, I'll say sold. Does anyone want to lift their paddle shot? How much? Sold! That's the number. 2,000 was the number. Max bid was 2,000. Congratulations. That was awesome. Bidder number. What's your paddle number? Paddle number? Paddle number. $2,000 bidder 235. $2,000 bidder 235. That was awesome. Thank you so much. It was too easy. Item number 5. This is Golden Days in Fairbanks, Rail River, and the Real Alaska. It includes ride the Alaska Railroad to Fairbanks, 2-night stay at Pike's Landing, enjoy a captain's deck tour on the Riverboat Discovery. So keep in mind that's you're on the captain's deck of the Riverboat Discovery. Then the dredging and gold mining tour, followed by lunch at the Pump House Restaurant with Fairbanks Mayor Mindy O'Neill for up to 4 people. This is a very good one. Let's start this one at $1,000. We're at $1,000. Now $1,100. Who bid 11? Who bid 12? $1,200 bid now 12. Now 12. Now 12. Now 12. Now 13. $1,300 bid now 13. Now 13. Now 14. 14. 14. Now 14. Now we're looking for 15. 15. $15 bidder now 15. $15 bidder now 15. $15 bidder now 15. Now we're looking for 16. $1,600 bidder now 17. $1,700 bidder now 17. 17. 17. 17. We're looking for $1,700 bidder now. $1,700 bidder. Raise your paddles high. We're looking for $1,700 bidder. $1,700 bidder. Were you in, sir? Were you back in? $1,700 now bidder. Looking for 18. 18 back to you. 18 back to you. 18 is just a little bit more. I promise I'll never call on him again if you go 18. I'm lying, but go ahead. 18. We're at 18. 18 to you. We're thinking about it. Yes, 18. $1,800 now. 19 back to you. 19 back to you, sir. Oh, 19 right here. We're not going anywhere. Now we're at 2,000. Looking for 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Yes! $2,000 now. We're at 2,000. Now looking for 2,100. 2,100. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it exciting. 2,100, 2,100, 2,100. We're at 2,100. We're about to call it. Somebody lift a paddle. We're at 2,000. We're looking for 2,100. We're all in. We're all done. And 2,100 now looking for 22. 22 back to you, sir. 22, 22, 22. We're looking for 22. Yes! 22 now, 23. 23, 23. I'd like to do this all out. Let's keep it going. $2,300 to you. $2,300 to you. Oh, she says she's all in. Can anyone beat 22? We're at 22, 22, 22. And we are all in. We're all done. I don't see any more paddles. We are sold $2,200 to bidder number 245. $2,200 for the 245. Congratulations, sir. Great bidding. This will be our final auction item of the evening before we do the membership paddle raise. This is called Juno with the Jessies. This is Capital Views and Capital Adventures. It includes Alaska's capital. It's a private tour of the state capitol with representatives Jesse Gill and Jesse Borkman. You'll enjoy lunch at Salt, a 2-night stay at the Capitol Inn, and 50,000 Alaska airline miles. So remember, we are here for a good cause. We're trying to raise money to keep things going with Commonwealth North. This is the last item we've got. So this is where we spend everything we have left. We have a new announcement.
I have some late-breaking news. We have a third Jessie in the Juneau with the Jessies tour. Former Representative Jessie Sumner has agreed to join the group! 3 Jessies in Juneau!
Thank you so much. All right. So a triple Jessie package makes sense. It is worth triple the money. So we're starting the triple Jessie package. Let's start at $1,500. Do I see my first ballot? 15. We're looking for $1,500. 50. Did you say 3,000? 2,000. All right. 2,000 now. 2,100. 2,100. We're at 2,000 already. We're looking for 21. We're looking for 2,100. I'll bid it out. 21. 2,100. I'll bid it out. 21. We can't make it that easy for me or him. Now 21. Thank you so much. 22 back to you, sir. Now 22. Right back to you. 23 is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. It's easy to do. 23. You know you want to. I want you to. He does not want you to, but everyone else does. 23 to you. 23 to you. 23 to you. And 23. Yes. Now 24. You made some. Now 25. We'll bid at 26, now 26, now 26, looking for 27. We are looking for 27, we'll go 27. You cannot let him take it. He's only raised his hands 3 times all night. Do not let him have it that easy. We're looking for 27, $2,700 bid up 27. Are we all in? Are we all in at $2,700? Or 26 actually. All in, all done. I'm gonna call it. So, $2,600 to bidder number 266. $2,600 to bidder number 266. Thank you for being such a great bidder tonight.
So back on stage, Ross Johnston, and I want to keep this quick because I know we all have bedtimes eventually tonight. Except for those who are part of the ATIA or going to the after party, which is at the Walla Birch Hotel, which I'm sure they'd appreciate to see all of us there. First off, I'd like to just say that our board members are what make this, make the magic happen. And if you are a board member of Commonwealth North, can you please stand? Our board members represent everything from oil to tourism to clergy to education to city planning, a wide spectrum who share the belief that Alaska can be made better. And if you are a former board member, can you also please stand? And board members, please keep standing. Former board members. Thank you for the legacy that we get to build on. And if you're a current member, I'm going to ask that you stand. So keep standing, Eve. If you're a current member, please stand. That includes the Alaska Railroad sitting there talking at the moment. That includes Northern Bank. That includes GCI. That includes all the Binkleys. Tim Pearson, who's talking quietly back there. But we honestly, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without you. With our next slide, what Commonwealth North focuses on, what conversations where we can push the lever, where we can nudge things in the right direction. And the next slide, what we really focus on is areas, it's a Venn diagram. I don't know if you've ever seen the logo, but it really looks like a Venn diagram. And it's really the intersection of what benefits Alaskans and where we have the support of our members. That's what we focus on. And if you would like to add your voice to the conversation, we are gonna do a membership paddle raise, starting at the $25,000 level, going all the way down to the individual $575 level. And I just want to mention that if you do get either the Cornerstone or Pillar membership level, that does get you a table next year, so you don't have to book last minute. Also, with the $25,000 and $7,500 level, you are in front of all of our programming. You go on our website, you go on all our emails. You're always acknowledged as being a vibrant voice in the conversation. So without further ado, let me welcome back Rob.
All right, this part is really easy because it's not a competition. You will, this is not where you buy something, this is where you're joining and you're helping out Commonwealth North. And and I won't drag them out. We'll just start at the $25,000 level. So with that, Ross already went over the $25,000 level. So do we have anyone at $25,000? Christy paddles, leave them up when they're up. 178, $25,000. 178 at $25,000. 251, $25,000. Bidder number 251. All right, thank you, ConocoPhillips and GCI. Any others at $25,000? $25,000? If every table wants to raise it at $25,000, we'll just call it a night and we can go home. The next level is the $7,500 level. Now that also includes a table at the gala next year, listed on the website. Includes all the networking events. And so we're looking for people at $7,500 right now. Do we have anyone at $7,500 membership to Commonwealth North? $7,500, $7,500, $7,500. Do we have any battles at $7,500? $7,500, $7,500, $7,500? Yes! Battle number 240, 7,500, 7,500, battle 240. Do we have one more? We have one more. We'll get me to shut up and move to the next item. If we see one more. That usually works. All right, let's move to the next level. Next level is foundation member at $2,500. Dues includes forums and briefings, all at a reduced rate. You listen on the website, of course, and you get to come to exclusive member events and, of course, discounted sponsor opportunities. So, who do we have at $2,500? $2,500. Bidder number 181 at $2,500. $2,500. $2,500. Thank you, sir. Who else? $2,500. $2,500. We're looking for another battle at $2,500. 227 at $2,500. Bidder number 227 at $2,500. Thank you very much. Bidder 226. I'm beginning to love you. Bidder 226 at $2,500. 22. We're still looking. We're at the $2,500 level. $2,500. Anyone left at $2,500? Any more at the $2,500 level? All right, let's move on. Let's talk the $1,000. This is for non-profits. So if you are a non-profit, you can join Commonwealth North and become a member at just $1,000. So anyone at $1,000 now, one. $1,000 now, one. Looking for one, now one, now one, now one. Looking for $1,000 membership level. 1,000? 1,000? Are we all in it with the 1,000? All right, let's move on. Now we have the individual memberships. If you're an individual, maybe you're not a big company, maybe you run a small business, maybe you just want to get in for whatever reason, $575 is the number we're looking for. So membership at $575, let's see the panels at $575. Who's in at $575, $575, $575? We're looking for the individual members at $575. I think we're all in. I think we're all done. Thank you so much to our major sponsors. It was awesome. We raised a lot of money tonight. And with that,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so on behalf of Commonwealth North, thank you all for being here and making this celebration so special. And let's offer once again our warmest congratulations to Gloria and John. Woo-hoo! Nice job, guys. Your vision and leadership will continue to light the way for Alaska's future. Our deepest gratitude to our sponsors, ConocoPhillips and my own GCI, for the generosity and commitment to the mission. And we wish you all a safe journey home. Drive carefully, call an Uber if you need to. Be safe, and we hope to see you next year at next year's awards. If you raised your paddle for the Western Alaska Relief Fund, we will be contacting you directly, so stay tuned. All right, thanks, friends. Have a good night.
One last announcement for the $100 paddle raise for Western Alaska. Just so we're not scrambling and doing credit card checkout at the very end. What I'll do is everyone who showed their paddle for Western Alaska, watch your email tomorrow. I will send you an email where you can do a $100 donation to Commonwealth North, and then we will take all those funds and then we will give that to a Western Alaska nonprofit, John Binkley's choosing. So, thank you, John. Have a good night.